Hello again. Our presentation is called The Power of Place Value. It was chapters 11, 12, and 13. We're just kind of do what we did today. The activities are kind of backwards, but we're going to just show you how we use the chapter information with our activities today. And Faith's going to start first.
Okay, so chapter 11 was about developing whole number place value concepts. Kids don't, obviously they don't know how to count by tens at first. Usually they just count by ones, which is part of their pre-base 10 understanding. And it's described as unitary, which here is an example where they're just counting each individual one. And then once they start grouping, it's called base 10 thinking. So, they start grouping by tens, and then they count on the ones. They also develop a base 10 language. So, for example, the number 53 is the same as written out 53 and 5 tens and 3 ones. So, different models of base 10s. They can be described as groupable and pre-grouped. Groupable models, like this one here, they're individual objects, such as these popsicle sticks. You can take them and group them by 10, and they'll know that one chunk is 10, and then obviously they count on each individual one. And then pre-groupable materials are like the ones that we, as teachers, can purchase off the internet or any other teaching material site, like those up there where they're already the 10 blocks, the 100 squares, and then the 1,000 cubes, and then the individual blocks. Some examples of grouping activities, they can use dot boards to group single objects into 10 and figure out how many they have altogether.
I'm continuing chapter 11 with Faith. This one was over 2-digit names. In the book it said first and second grade, but we did our lesson on second grade. So in second grade, children connect the base 10 concepts. They have learned each number individually, and now it's about having them think of it in terms of tens, ones. In this case, it was hundreds, tens, and ones. It is extremely valuable for a child to learn this concept by the use of base 10 models, which Faith was referencing. I know elementary school, I use them, and they still use them because they're so helpful for the kids. This allows use of their hands and will allow them a more authentic experience as well. Pair-based 10 language, standard language is really important. Children know what the languages they learn, whether it be just ones, tens. They don't, and this one they're not at the tens, hundreds, and thousands. So if they're able to pair what they already know their language to the math language, in this case the base 10 language, it's easier for them to process. These are just examples, kind of what Faith was going over. The use of base 10 models is here. The hundreds, I didn't go past to the thousands yet. Hundreds, tens, and ones. And then the 10 by 10 array model, I actually learned this a couple semesters back at UTEP, kind of just hiding different areas in the model to show how many more you need to get to 10 and to 100, and then how many individual ones you have as well. Written symbols is next. Learning the written symbols can be done by the use of place value maps, which is what I did. I incorporated the hundreds, tens, and ones, and then I still used the symbols that the first group went over, the less than, greater than, and equal to signs as well. On the base 10 chart, the ones are on the right-hand side, and the tens and hundreds are found on the left-hand side. Normally it's just right and left when they're learning the ones and tens, but when they add the hundreds and thousands, it goes off into the other side. It doesn't start another new middle, if that makes sense. The 10 frame helps the child understand how many more are needed in order to make another 10. The example that we have here to kind of add them together using the chart is 73, which is just putting them in 7 tens and 3 ones. And that's what my kids were doing in their activity as well. And then the other one was about the 3-digit number names. It's the same approach, it's kind of repetitive about the 2-digit names. It's the basis that we use the 2-digit names, and that's the foundations we're going to start with. And then they add on until the 3-digit, which is our hundreds. And giving the students examples of mixed base 10 arrangements using the same models that they're going to be using before that. They're instructed to give the base 10 name first and then the standard name. So it's all about separation between them, hundreds, tens, thousands. I know Dr. Cashman corrected us by saying, I guess during our intro we were saying 100 and, 120 and, or whatever the case may be. but it's just 120, 106. That's kind of what we're having them do in the activities as well. Use that language. And then difficulties can arise that I saw too when there's no tens and there's just a blank center in the middle, whether it be 106 or any other number in the middle. They don't really know what to place there. My students were just adding different numbers in there. I had to go back and correct them and say, no, that's not. Do we have any tens there? And they have to go back to telling me, no, there's not, and then they remove it. It's just a matter of going back and check that they're understanding what we're teaching them.
Okay, my part. It's basically pretty much the same. But on the book it says that the students really don't know the difference between the tens. So they think that they're single numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to 9. They think that 75 is just 75, like 1. So for this activity, we had to make, sorry for the slide, we have to make sure the students really understand that as soon as you get 9 and then you add one more, it's one stick like she was saying, and they were saying for the sticks. So you have the singles, the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands. Since they're in second grade, and it's barely starting the school year, the students are not able to go up to the thousands. The students need to learn by visual, manipulative, writing sample, and verbal. In my activity, I tried to put everything together. They had to use the manipulative to put it on the little circle. The visual, I don't know if you guys saw it, that I put like hundreds for Hulk, and then I put hundreds. Tens for Thor, and tens. So ones, tens, and hundreds place. And the written, the 1